Hello, Libra, and welcome. So great to see you. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach, and I help you choose growth and the healing of your inner roots. I have an intuitive message for you today. This will look at your inner world and your outer world and the interaction between the two. My guides are saying left to right, Eight of Cups, departure, Magician on the inside, Son of Roots. Ooh, this is great. Love these cards. And then Son of Feathers on the outside. Okay. You know, Libra, this is really interesting. The quick and dirty message is it's time to stop worrying about what others want and what others think and just go deep into what you really want. It's kind of like this is your time, what this reading is saying to me. Okay, let's go look at, oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to start inside. I love it when they correct me. So Magician energy, a new day dawning, a new start, calling into being a life or a life direction that you really want to have. The Magician is kind of like, I think, kid in a candy shop or an artist in front of a blank canvas. You can create whatever you want and you have everything there that you might possibly need. So all that's needed from you, Libra, is direction and decision and a focus. The bird needs to know which way to fly, and he needs to know what to bring together to create the magic you're looking for. So then we come to the Son of Roots, and the Son of Roots is about digging deep into what it is that you really want, focusing, going down in there, getting in there. Focusing on what you truly want. The mole has tunnel vision, literally, and I mean that as a pun, but because he's in a tunnel, right? And he can only see what's in that tunnel. But that's an inspiration to you here because the tunnel vision, really figuring out what it is that you truly want, is such a powerful focus for this Magician energy that is waiting to work for you. Now, another key here is that this Son of Roots is in pursuit of pleasure. He's in pursuit of joy. Moles apparently really enjoy eating earthworms. So he's in search of something that is joyful and brings him pleasure, but is also sustaining. So I'm not talking about like going on some kind of binge that isn't great for you, but feels good in the moment. This is something that is deeply nurturing and sustaining for you. I think, pleasure is kind of a tricky concept because pleasure seeking for the sake of pleasure isn't good. Living without any pleasure and any fun isn't good. So it's about finding that balance of pleasure and fun and joy that's actually good for you and sustaining. For me, I take pleasure in being in nature. And so I know that's something that I always want to manifest, to always have nature around that I can easily get to and spend time in. So that's a kind of a silly example, but this is really a fun energy. I know it can sometimes feel like pressure to make a decision, Libra, but this is really a fun energy because you got a wide open field and all you have to do is figure out what feels good, what is fun to do, and what sustains you. Make sure that you're really tapped into your heart in this process. If your heart feels good in what you're thinking about or talking about, then you know you're on the right track. We've got a lot of this pink heart chakra energy going on in these two cards, and then the truth supporting it, that blue throat chakra energy. So, I might say, well, I'd really like to eat 10 pounds of chocolate, and that might sound really good to my head and my stomach, but likely I would feel in my heart that's not an avenue of pleasure I should probably pursue, right? So your heart is your compass here. Your heart is your guide, not your head. Right, let's look at the outside world. I've forgotten what those cards are. Oh yeah, Son of Feathers and Eight of Cups. Now this says to me that a lot of your energy and your attention has been in service of others, doing what everybody else wants you to do and showing up for them. And that's all very well and good because that was truly transformative for you in showing up for other people, in meeting their needs, in being selfless a lot of the time, that was really a good process to give you all sorts of growth, to give you all sorts of kind of a different spiritual perspective. It allowed you to see things differently. It allowed you to see things more empathetically. And it was very good for expanding your heart. I'm also getting that it gave you more of a tough skin. I'm not quite sure how that works for every individual, but the energy that's coming through says, in stepping out of yourself for a bit and detaching and really looking at what's going on with others, it helps you not take everything personally, and it helps you, I don't know, it's like your stomach was strengthened somehow. Like you can stomach bigger challenges, or you can stomach harder truths. There's something in there that was really, really quite helpful that you didn't expect to get, perhaps. But the 8 says our time has come. It's time to move on from this place. And therefore, that's why we're going inside to say, all right, the slate's clean. What are we making? This is such a joyful, positive energy, Libra. And I really hope that you have time to check in with it and play with it, because that's just it. There's so much play here. All right, I'm going to get an advice card for you. What is the advice for Libra this week, please? Aha! Wheel of Fortune. So something in your destiny is set in motion. And what I feel like is this is pure raw energy coming to change your situation, which is why you're getting to set it up. You know, you're literally doing this setup by figuring this out. It's mental. Because the Wheel of Fortune energy comes in to say, okay, that stage of your life was over. Now we're going into a new stage. What's it going to be this time? How is this going to work for you? Transformation and movement on so many of these cards. The 8 of Cups, the Sun of Feathers, the Wheel of Fortune. You see, we have these different life stages happening. We're moving on to a different life stage. We're moving on to a different phase, Libra. And so it's important that you enter that phase set up correctly, because how you enter is everything. You know, I think I've mentioned this before, but if you don't also know, I am also a performer. I'm a pianist and a teacher of piano, but I've also done a lot of performing. And I always say to my students that it doesn't really matter how you play. It matters how you walk on stage. It matters how you sit down. It matters how you breathe in to play that first note. It matters how you get there. Because when you just kind of walk in sloppily and you sit down and you just throw your hands on the piano, things tend not to go well. And also it affects the energy between you and the audience. When it looks like you don't care, then the audience doesn't care. If you walk on very nervous, then the audience gets nervous for you. But if you walk on very confident and very warm and very open and giving, then the audience relaxes, and then you get this amazing synergy between you and the audience where you're both giving and receiving. So I feel like that's what the universe is. The universe is kind of like your audience, and you're walking on stage saying, okay, this is how it's going to go. This is what I want. But how you enter is everything. Okay? And I've got the Bruce Lee film Enter the Dragon in my head. But that's maybe a message too. You're going to enter like a powerful dragon who knows exactly where they're going and what you want. Or you're going to kind of sneak on stage, you know? So enter the dragon. That's it for you, Libra. Thanks so much for joining me. And if you feel this new phase upon you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Or if you have something else to say completely, that's awesome too. It's always great to hear from you. If you are curious about what else I offer and how else I can support you on your own personal journey, please check out the description below. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time, Libra.